Everyone, welcome to week 5. After this week, we are halfway through the course. So this week, we turn our attention to the Old Testament's two main historical complexes. First of all, the Deuteronomistic history, by which we mean the biblical books of Joshua, Judges, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, and sometimes Deuteronomy. And then secondly, the Chronicler history, by which we mean Ezra, Nehemiah, and Chronicles. So first we're going to look very briefly at the problem of reconstructing a coherent chronology from the chronological data that's given in Samuel and Kings and in Chronicles. In section 5.1.1, I have included a link to a spreadsheet that I made for myself that situates the dates for the kings of Israel and Judah alongside dates for kings of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, the dates of Neo-Babylonian kings, Persian kings, and also the prophets, the written prophets of Israel and Judah, when we think they might have been, think they might have been around and have written. And I encourage you to download this and use it. You'll see the link on that page. So these dates are not universally agreed upon. The dates I've given you are by a scholar named Edwin Thiele, and I think these dates are about as good as anything I've seen. And they are a pretty decent starting point for understanding the ancient Near Eastern historical situation of the kings and the prophets of Israel and Judah. Now, the largest portion of this week is concerned with the Deuteronomistic history. What it is, what are its literary themes and theology, what is its complicated attitude toward the Israelite monarchies. First, I'm going to describe the idea of the Deuteronomistic history as a diachronic theory, meaning as a theory about how and when the Deuteronomistic history was composed and edited together. Second, we're going to look at the Deuteronomistic history synchronically, meaning as a complete and coherent literary work, and we're going to ask, what is the story that the Deuteronomistic history is trying to tell? What literary or theological themes are distinctive of the Deuteronomistic history? Is the Deuteronomistic history positive or negative in its attitude toward the Davidic monarchy? Or is it a little bit of both? And then third and finally, we're going to take a comparatively briefer look at Ezra, Nehemiah, and Chronicles, the Chronicler history. Chronicles is called in Greek paralepomenon, meaning of things that have been left out. And many modern readers of Chronicles treat it, just as this title implies, as a supplement to the comparatively more action-packed telling of Israel's history that we find in Samuel and Kings. But this kind of readerly posture necessarily leads us to overlook the chronicler's own rich theological interpretation of history. So what unique perspective does the chronicler bring to the telling of Israel's history? Does its understanding of the Davidic kingship differ from that of the Deuteronomistic history? And then finally, I'll give you my take on Ezra and Nehemiah's literary structure and its theology. Specifically, that Ezra and Nehemiah taken together depicts the return of the Jews to Jerusalem as a new Exodus and Sinai event. It's a reinstitution of the Sinai covenant. Now, a couple of notes about this week. Do remember that the essay is due this Saturday at midnight. 2, I haven't been a stickler about lateness in the forum posts. However, I will count off on the essay grade for lateness in accordance with what's in the course syllabus. 3, because you have this big assignment in front of you, I have not included extra non-graded forum questions this week. The only forum question is the graded one, and I still want that process to work the same, where we do our initial post by Saturday and then the responses by Monday. Again, if you have any questions, you can post them in the Ask the Teacher forum, or you can message me in Canvas. I will make sure to check for questions in those two places at least every other day, if not every day. So have fun reading and good luck.